What's up guys, this is Nick from Supermoon Studios. Today we're going to be taking a look at and reviewing the Magnus Rex VT-6000 tripod system. So right off the bat, this is the tripod system that we picked up when we picked up our new A-Cam this year, which was the Blackmagic Ursa Mini Pro 4.6K G2. You can find that review somewhere up here. The card should be popping up right now. So if you want to check out the review of that camera, you can go to that link and check out what we thought. We're absolutely loving all of our equipment that we picked up, but we needed some beefier stuff when we picked up our camera, so this is the tripod we picked up. If you could like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe, hit that bell to make sure that you are keeping up to date with all of our new videos, that would be great. So going into a little bit of the history of Magnus, I couldn't find too much stuff out there. They must be somewhat of a newer company. If anyone has any information, please leave it down in the comments, but normally we like to give some context and a little bit of history to our review videos about where the company came from and kind of how they started making their products, but I couldn't find too much information out there, so we're just going to kind of skip over that right now. So originally, I actually wasn't going to go with this tripod. I was looking at a Sachtler tripod, I believe that's how you pronounce it. Those that was one that was recommended to me when I went to B&H and got a quote done originally for my dream build camera that I actually ended up putting together. That was actually going to be a much more expensive tripod in the long run, but then I found out that the Magnus was actually eligible for EDU deals on B&H. So if you guys don't know what those are, I'm going to take a quick moment to go over that with you. You can skip ahead if you don't care, if you're not a student, if you aren't going to college or planning on going to college in the next few years, you can skip this part of the video. But basically, EDU deals are a great way to get students discounts at B&H. There's a little area on the website that should say something like for students and employers or something like that, and you click on that in the corner, it'll bring you to B&H EDU deals, and you'll be able to sign up from there. It's basically only going to ask you for your student email address and your year of graduation, and then I'm not really sure what else they check, because I graduated 2 years ago and I'm still getting deals. So basically, this tripod is actually on sale right now at the filming of this video. It might not be by the time this video comes out, so I do apologize if I'm getting your hopes up while you're watching this, but they always have some great deals on products like this, where it helps keep the costs low for someone like me or someone like you going to school, and it really helps you out in the long run. So make sure you guys are signing up for EDU deals. Make sure you go to that EDU zone and get your email and your graduation date in there, and make sure they get you signed up, because you can get deals off of a lot of different products throughout the entire year, and that just really helps you out, especially if you're in school or you're planning on going back to school. They really don't have any way to check it. So moving on to build quality, the whole thing is a full metal build. It's got some plastic accents around it. The knobs are plastic. All of it's held together by really tight screws. So the build quality itself, it feels like a very sturdy tripod. When you're picking up and putting it down, it could be a little bit heavier. It's great that it comes with a nice padded little carrying pouch with it, so you never have a strain on your back when you're holding it. Again, it's just a nice solid metal tripod. Everything seems to move pretty well. So with this design, you're going to get the two stepped up design. That means you have two tiers on there of control. We needed something a little bit more load bearing to carry the new camera. This one can do up to about 17 pounds. At its full height, it's about 65 inches. It's got a fluid head mount system, so all of your tilts and your pans are going to be super smooth. You're going to get a 75mm bowl head that's going to help balance your camera on there. It's going to give you plenty of room to kind of sit your rig on there. There's some extra insert areas that you can add to start rigging this tripod out a little bit more if you have a much bigger rig that you're placing on it. But again, this can hold over 17 pounds, so it is going to give you plenty of versatility and plenty of leeway on whatever rig you're using. So on the tripod itself, you're going to get your pan knob and your tilt knob. Those are going to basically change your locks there, or your resistance. You have two actual resistant knobs on there. One of them, again, is going to change how dry or smooth your pans are going to be, and one is going to change how sturdy your tilts are going to be. That also keeps it in place, the suspension knob there, so if you want to kind of keep your camera in a specific place or keep the resistance at a very specific angle, you can use that knob to kind of tweak your shots a little bit There's a knob that, when you put the base plate in initially, that'll lock that base plate in and make sure nothing's moving around. There's a knob for the actual handle of the tripod that also extends or shortens a little bit depending on the shot you're looking for. And then the tripod itself, like I said, the legs are full metal, and then you have these kind of plastic brackets on there that you can open up or close, and that's how you're actually gonna open and close your tripod. And then on the spreader bar, you also have 3 little knobs that are gonna help you extend or close up those little tracks down there, so that'll give you a little bit more or less height depending on what you're looking for. So the knobs are great. As far as placement goes, I've never actually had to look for a knob. I think they're all in the correct place, and I think they're all very convenient for the tripod build itself. You also get interchangeable feet and spike grips on the bottom of it. Those, to me, start to go a little bit into the negatives on this tripod, because although it's great to switch out between a flat foot and some spikes if you're working on sand or maybe a grassy hill or something like that to keep your tripod in place, it is great to have that versatility. However, they don't stay on that great. A few of our shoots now, we've actually been packing up at the end of the day, and I found out that 1 or even 2 of the feet had fallen off during shifting around and stuff like that, and they had just popped off and they were on the ground somewhere, so we almost left them behind. So if you do end up picking up this tripod, that is a little bit of a negative for me. It's great to have the versatility of switching both feet out, but they're not great at staying on, so I would suggest just taking the flat feet off entirely. It also comes with a really nice quick release tripod mount plate. That's something that I actually thought was missing from mine when I first got it, but it was in one of the pockets in the carrying bag. So thank God it came with it, and I absolutely love it. Just screwed it onto the bottom of the Ursa Mini Pro, and it just pops in and out of that tripod anytime you want to use it. So you hit that little button, you tighten it up, and you're ready to go. That's something that's really great in these new tripod designs. This quick release mount makes everything super easy to use when you're switching from handheld to tripod. It keeps your workflow going basically as fast as possible. So yeah, overall build quality, I really like how this thing is put together. I really like the strong metal build quality of the entire tripod, and then all of these plastic accents are very sturdy as well. Something that I was looking for in the tripod was the sturdiness, of course. That's what you're looking for every time you're trying to get a tripod. So this one just gets the job done, and it keeps the price low. So yeah, just getting into some of the pros and cons of this. We already kind of talked about it in the build quality. Some of the pros are it's a very strong build. It's full metal for the actual tripod itself. I love carrying this thing around because I know it's solid. I never have to worry about if it's going to get damaged during transit or if it's not going to hold up when we're on set. It's a sturdy, well-built piece of equipment that has served us well throughout the entirety of our productions with this camera, because we've been using it with our A-cam since we picked it up back in the spring. Great build quality, great use of transportation. It's small enough to take with you places, but it's also big enough to hold these bigger cameras. Also, another pro, I absolutely love the spreader bar. Like I said, it gives you a few inches lower if you ever wanted to go a little bit lower with your tripod, and it also makes everything a lot more stable. There's no guessing and checking with your tripod legs to see if you're actually open all the way or not. It kind of takes some of the guess and check work out, and it makes setting up a lot easier. Some of the cons in this tripod, like I said before, I'm not super keen on the feet, the interchangeable feet idea. I love it in principle, but honestly, using it just kind of gets annoying, making sure that all of the 3 tripod feet are on at the end of the day, or even right now before I set up to film this, I had to guess and check 3 or 4 times to make sure the feet were still there, make sure they didn't fall off, make sure they weren't turned awkwardly and sitting wrong. Sometimes we'll have a crooked shot and we can't figure it out why. It turns out that the foot plate on the bottom is askew, and we have to go in there and fix it. So I'm not a super huge fan of it, although I do think it's great that you can have kind of a flatter surface, or the spikes if you're on something like sand or grass or a hill or something like that. Also, a huge con with this tripod, I don't know if it's just me, but the leveler bubble doesn't work at all. Even right now, I'll throw up a picture on screen. It's not level on the bubble right now, but it is level in the camera. So that's something that was really tripping me up when we first got it. A lot of my shots were coming out crooked, and it's because I was doing it by the bubble and not by the monitor. So always make sure you're checking your shots by the screen for one. That's just like my bad. But also just it is kind of annoying that it comes with a way to level your tripod and make sure it has a way to check and make sure it is level, but it doesn't work. It's never actually worked for me. Also, just overall jankiness. Like I said, when you take it out, some things kind of rattle around a little bit. Some things don't close all the way. The feet are prone to slipping off sometimes. So there is just kind of an overall jank on this tripod that we may or may not have got if we did pick up the Satchler or something a little bit more expensive. But overall, this is a great tripod. It fits our needs, and I absolutely love using it, and I don't plan on getting a new one anytime soon. So with that, I'm not really sure what looking at sample footage is going to do for a tripod, but let's throw some up anyways. Why not? We'll see you in a sec. So yeah, anyways, as you can see from that sample footage, some of those shots that are panning and tilting are very smooth because of this tripod. Like I said, we've had very little problems with the build quality and the construction itself. There's a few cons here and there just for overall jankiness of the tripod. But in the end, it's a great piece of equipment that we got on sale because of EDU Deals, and it's been serving us great ever since then. So that's basically going to wrap up this video. This is probably the only piece of equipment that we had some problems with over the past year. But like I said, just from adapting and kind of figuring out what's best for our productions has kind of helped us get through those problems. And especially when we're looking in the future, now we kind of know what to stay away from. That's basically going to be it for this video. Please like, share, and subscribe. That helps for kind of everything on YouTube now. Please leave a comment down below. We read every single comment and we respond to every single one. So if you do have questions or comments for us, or you just want to get in touch with us, please leave a comment down below. If you need any kind of work done in the New England area, check us out at supermoonstudios.business.site. You can find our email on there. You can send us an email. You can get a quote from us. We can come out and do some work for you guys. We're really just looking to do anything right now, so we'll be able to work something out. So please stay locked in. We got more content, and please, like I said, like, share, subscribe, comment, do all that shit. We'll see you next week. Peace out.